Dear beloved Creator, we are an assembly, assembled in trust and in love with one another for the gifts each brings. We are part and particle of you, and we gather, enjoying these moments of acknowledgement. It is by our request that we move in your grace and protection. It is by our great gratitude that we collaborate our shared vision and actions, taking one faithful step at a time. We have a goal and a mission. I say we are there, and we're here to claim our status in service to you. So, as a servant and child, not innocent, but receptive of all the love and nurture you give as we move on our courageous journey. And so it is.
Amen. Thank you, Charlie.
My pleasure.
Yes. My name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. This is a recruitment video of men and women on the land and soil of Oregon, nowhere else. The Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, probably 2 years ago, when we were talking to the militia, told us that they had trouble with law enforcement calling them domestic terrorists. So at that time, we formed the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly Second Amendment well-regulated militia. And it's time that we start recruiting for that organization. William's got some pictures that he can insert here of us at grand jury in the park. And I'm pretty sure the banner that we had up that day was our recruitment banner for the Second Amendment. I'm not positive. But it looks to me like, excuse me, it looks to me like we may just skip over the do it lawfully part and have to skip right into the musket part. And so we should have a recruitment video for Oregon's well-regulated Second Amendment militia, which we are. They all acquiesce to that. The DOJ, FBI, Marshal, all of them. So that's who we are, lawfully, legitimately, de jure. And we need to recruit for the militia. It seems there was 4,000 in the militia when Kate Brown or Kulingoski or one of those decided to rearrange the militia and break it all up and put it under her control, more or less. That's what I understand from what happened. On Oregon, there's supposed to be a regulated and unregulated militia by our Constitution. And we could probably find it in the Constitution and show it on the screen, but read it for yourself. And like a court, if you're paid, then you're an employee and you're no longer the court. So if the militia is paid and part of the National Guard and under the control of the governor or a general, It's no longer the militia. It's their militia. We lost ours when we took their pay. Do you see the point? It's like our court. When our court meets and we do the work, that work is the culmination of all the investigation and effort that went into making a presentation to our court and doing it lawfully and legitimately all the way down the line. So what happens if there is no lawful resolution? There's no way that the entrenched oligarchy in Salem that's been there since November 8th, 1910, in whatever form that it happened to be or presenting itself along the way, mostly Democrat for the last 50 years, they've bent the state to the point where it's a subdivision of the United States of Washington District of Columbia, Inc., and it's no longer Article 4, Section 4, or a constitutional Republican form of government. It's disappeared. The oligarchy on Oregon is entirely in charge of all the divisions of all of the governance available. And the guy at the IG at the Marine Corps says it's not his jurisdiction. The Inspector General of the Marine Corps says that's not their jurisdiction, that we have enemies from within, convicted. Not my opinion. All signed, sealed, witnessed, published on our website. We've done the work. They're criminals, and nobody will prosecute on Oregon. So now we're up to the Marine Corps and the Coast Guard. Who will step up and do their constitutional job? Well, it might just be the Second Amendment, well-regulated militia. What was that? Lexington and Concord Bridge? Something like that. So we're going to have recruitment for the Second Amendment well-regulated militia on Oregon. And you can contact us at www.orsja.org. And my phone number's on this, and Williams, and emails, and everything else you might like to have to contact us. And like our jury pool, you'll do it in your own name and have two witnesses that this is what you want to do. And just like we did for the jury pool, this is recruitment for the Second Amendment, well-regulated militia on Oregon. And I yield.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car. And he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. with his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.